Now it's my pleasure and honor to invite our closing speaker, who will give closing comments and give a vote of thanks, and that is no one other than Mr. Clemens, who is the Executive Director of ICHRRF.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adityanjee. It's my great privilege actually to give this vote of thanks, and I'll begin with our speakers. They are the stars of the event, and without them this would be meaningless. And I'm particularly always grateful to speakers who come to speak at ICHRRF because they are tireless activists who have very often, they are speaking from a lived experience of trauma. And more importantly, they're running from pillar to post, telling their stories, and it mostly seems to fall on deaf ears. So when they come to ICHRRF to speak to us, we take that honor very, very seriously. So I want to thank all the speakers who come here and spend this Saturday with us. But I wanted to say one more thing about the speakers, is that this is not just a respect out of sympathy, but it's a respect out of the sterling character that most of these speakers show. Now, as most of you know, ICHRRF is not a partisan organization. We do not care about we don't think that the problems are due to a particular ethnicity or religion or ideology or race. If we speak about Native Americans who were persecuted by white Christians, we also speak about white pagans who were persecuted by some white Christians. If we speak about Hindus being persecuted by Muslims in Bangladesh or Pakistan or Kashmir, we also talk about Kurdish Muslims who are being persecuted by Muslims in Iraq and Syria. If we talk about Uyghurs who are being persecuted by the Communist Party of China, we also talk about Han Chinese who have been genocided by the Communist Party of China. If we talk about Africans, we talk about white people in Europe too. So our very firm view in ICHRRF is that it's not about your religion or your ethnicity or your race. It's really about what's in people's heads and their hearts. And these speakers, they know that. Very often they would share, and we've seen that today for those of us who observed in the morning, they would share the panel, they would share a table with ethnicities that they have been persecuted by in the past. And they would stand in solidarity for that same ethnicity suffering later on in history. And so they understand that, and as Dr. Mohamad just said, their solutions and proposals are always very, very inclusive and very broad-minded. And so we have a great deal of respect for all our speakers at ICHRRF. So I wanted to say that first. Secondly, I wanted to thank the directors, our board of directors, especially Professor Nanda, Dr. Yashwant Pathak, Dr. Shekhar Patelji, they've driven a long distance to be here today. And without their blessings, their guidance, their vast experience for decades in this field, we would be lost. But most of all to Dr. Adityanjee, our president. So as everybody who's been associated with ICHRRF, we know that Dr. Adityanjee he's like our sun that shines upon us, especially even on days like this. Even and especially on days like this. And his tireless direction, his directive, his advice, and sometimes cracking the whip on us, that's what really actuates us, it inspires us. He plants the seed, he waters it, and he basically plucks the fruit. Basically, we are completely indebted to him for everything that happens here. I would like to thank everybody on the executive committee. Christina Boozer has been here, everybody who's been helping here, Krishna Golipati, who don't even hold office in ICHRRF. Their contributions are beyond words. We've already thanked the volunteers before, so I won't belabor the point, but you know who you are. Very importantly, I would like to thank our donors. Most of ICHRRF's work is online, and we are all completely honorary members, so it's free of cost. But when we want to hold events like this, It costs money, and it is your contribution that is a huge vote of confidence. It's what makes this possible. So I want to really thank you. We want to publish more and more reports and books going forward. So your support in purchasing the books and in supporting events like this going forward is extremely important to all of us. So thank you for all of you who have made a donation. And last but not least, I want to thank the audience who's come in here. I did not expect to see that many people this morning on a rainy morning like this, and I was pleasantly surprised. I'm very, very grateful that all of you took the time and the interest in this very, very important mission of ICHRRF to create a platform for underrepresented communities, communities that believe in a polycentric worldview of universalist values, of perennial values, and to show solidarity with one another, because it's only really in helping others that you end up helping yourself. That's what's really the meaning of soft power, when other people see your interests as their interests, and that's very important for us to understand going forward. So I thank everybody in the audience for being here, and we are very inspired by this event this year, and we are very sure we will make this an annual event going forward. Thank you, everyone.